What's going on, boys and girls? I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. It's been a crazy couple of days in this madhouse. I actually wasn't going to do a video for this game, but I did try and tell myself to be more consistent for the rest of the season with my videos. So here I am. I've ducked outside the house for 10 minutes and I'm going to try and put together some kind of a half decent match preview for our at-home Premier League game against Brighton. So this is first versus ninth, I believe. Brighton are not coming into this in the best of form. I don't believe they've won a Premier League match in their last 4 outings. I think it's 2 losses and 2 draws, if I'm not mistaken. Arsenal coming into this off the back of a fairly comfortable 1-0 win against Everton and a very concerning 2-1 win at home to Wolves. So neither team, you could probably say, are flying right now. Given that we are in a Premier League title fight with Manchester City, every game at this point is a must-win, and I think I say that on almost every video. This is another occasion where we will more than likely go into this match back in second position, 1 point behind Manchester City, who are playing Nottingham Forest away a couple of hours before we kick off against Brighton. Look, Nottingham Forest away last season, I would have held some hope. This season, I'm not convinced. I don't think that Forest are anywhere near the team they were last season. And although Deitch is doing a good job, I just don't hold much hope here. I'd love to see Forest nick a point or even scrape a cheeky 2-1 win. But I just think City are so full of confidence right now and playing such good football that I do think that they will dispatch Forest quite easily. But that's not really the point. I don't think Arsenal are at a point right now where they should be focusing on City. We have to win our games. We have to do our job. And that starts with Brighton at home. I'm not really too aware or up to date with what's going on with Brighton in terms of injuries, players missing for AFCON, so I won't focus too much on them. If I look at us, I believe Nketiah is still a bit of a doubt for this one after missing the Carabao Cup game. I really hope that's nothing too serious because we just can't afford any more injuries to that back line. On a positive, Havertz seems really close. And on a really big positive, I have heard that Gabriel is actually with the team in the team hotel for this game. So he might actually make the bench for this game, which would be a really big boost. I have no doubt he won't play any minutes in this one, but if he's on the bench, that means he's very close to being back and part of discussions for a starting place, which is brilliant. In terms of the starting 11, Raya will come back into goal. I think just through the fact we have no other option, the back four will be the same as it was against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. So that's Timber on the right, Lewis Skelly at left back, and then a centre-back partnership of Saliba and Calafiori, which I really, really like the look of against Crystal Palace. It's a centre-back partnership that I've actually wanted to see for a while, obviously since Gabriel's been out, but due to circumstances, we haven't been able to see it. So I'm really, really comfortable with that back four. Zubimendi got a very well-deserved rest against Crystal Palace, so he'll come back into the 6. Rice will go into the 8. I believe Odegaard will come back into the 10. I think Eze is going to be on the peripheral of this starting 11 for the foreseeable future. I don't think he has done enough. I think that Aston Villa game has left a bit of a black mark against his name in Arteta's eyes. Nothing significant, not irreversible, but I just think the simple fact is Eze did not do enough in the 10 role while Odegaard was out to make Odegaard fight for that position back, and I don't think he did anywhere near enough on the left when he was on the left to knock off Trossard, who's arguably been our best attacker so far this season. So it'll be interesting to see how Eze kind of integrates back into this starting 11. On the right, it'll be Saka. Madueke, for me, he's had moments, but again, he's just not doing enough to have any sort of conversation around him playing in front of Saka. If anything, I think Nwaneri, for me personally, still sits above Madueke in the pecking order. For me, he should be the next right wing option for us. I don't know what's going on there. I am a little bit concerned. I don't know if there's been a training issue. I don't know if it's an attitude issue. I don't know if it's just simply Arteta is trying to hold him back, but I am a little bit disappointed that Nwaneri hasn't got more minutes this season. On the left, it'll be Trossard. I thought Martinelli against Crystal Palace, that's the best chunk of like 45 minutes of football I've seen from Martinelli in a very long time, which was brilliant to see. Unfortunately, he had to go off early in the second half with a knee knock, so I hope that's nothing too significant, and I hope he is on the bench, and that's just something that he can kind of brush off. But I think at the moment, Trossard is the starting left winger. Then in the number 9 position, I think Arteta has a decision to make here. Does he go with Jesus again? I think Jesus showed us all what we know about Jesus in the Carabao Cup game. Lively player, links up well, gets about, industrious, plenty of skill, but he's not that clinical goal scorer. So what do we do? Gyökeres, I think, needs to be given a shot. You know, he got the winning goal against Everton in our last Premier League outing. I know it was a penalty, but you have to let the guy try and build from that. And I think on the premise that Brighton are not going to come to the Emirates and just put 10 men behind the ball and just sit deep for 90 minutes, I think Gyökeres is the 9 you want to go for. I think Brighton will try and play, and it's up to Gyökeres to try and find that space and for us to find Gyökeres. So that's my thought on the starting 11. In terms of results, I'd love to see a routine, comfortable 2-0 win. That's what I'd love to see. So I'm going to go with that. Star player, I think Rice will have another top performance, and then I'm really looking at one of those front three to grab this game by the scruff of its neck. I think in recent weeks, if you look at our last 3 matches, Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, that was an own goal. Everton away, that was a penalty. Wolves at home was 2 own goals. Our attacking players need to start contributing more. We need to become more lethal. We need to be scoring more goals. We've relied on our defence now for a long time, and all in all, they've done their job. And I know people like to say defences win leagues, but we really need to start scoring more goals, and we need to be more clinical. I think it was encouraging against Crystal Palace and Everton that we were creating more chances, but we have to put the ball in the back of the net. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. 2-0 to Arsenal. Take us back to the top of the Premier League. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Who's your starting 11? Who do you think is going to score? Star player? Let me know. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.